This showed up a little bit last week in the OCG, and I figured we'd go ahead and profile this because this is our one of the earliest looks that I think we're going to have for the Melffy archetype. Now, you guys know Melffy's coming out in Rise of the Duelist here, and look at these cute little adorable creatures. We're also getting the vanilla monster as a preview to the Legendary Duelist collection remake set, which many of you guys were wanting to play Rescue Rabbit to be able to go into those and climb up and do some relatively cool ladders and things with the deck. Yes, you can do that, but you know, being a beast deck, we do a couple of good things. We produce Naturia Beast, we put Macrocosmo on the field, and of course we use the big guy to produce even more beast to punish the opponent. I do think that in terms of a design for an archetype, that this is probably going to be one of the coolest ones out there, and I'm looking forward to seeing how players are going to innovate this deck, how they're going to change this as the deck's lifespan comes to pass, because once again, having more Earth level 2s that we can sit here and abuse, especially with good effects. The fact that most of these include the effect of if your opponent normal or special summons a monster, or this card is targeted for an attack by an opponent's card, you return this to your hand, then you can add a Beast Warrior monster from your deck to your hand, as an example of one of them. This one, if your opponent normal special summons a monster target for an attack, return this card to your hand, and then you can special summon a beast from your hand. So these all usually include some sort of dodge effect on them, which definitely makes them a little bit more unique in the aspect of if they're kind of stuck out there on a deserted island or something, you know, it doesn't negate the attack. Oh my god, could you imagine if it actually negated the attack? We might be sitting here staring at a broken powerhouse, per se. So definitely interesting in terms of card design. So let's kind of dig on into the deck here, see what this particular duelist was aiming to do from his tournament results. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. Do take note that Max C is a killer to decks like this, as you know, once you basically start comboing on. If you see your opponent aim to stop any real advancement in your play, well, you're pretty much done. Alright, we have one copy of Cyberstein. I know a lot of players always talk about, well, like, Effect Veiler, Imperm exist. You know, Stein becomes that card that you don't necessarily want to be playing. And I get that. I get that Cyberstein can ruin your day. But you do have to understand that it's risk versus reward. That 5,000 investment to put an Exterio on the field to literally, you know, attempt to win the game at that stage, a lot of players almost kind of undervalue that at points. So we're going first. We want to produce these negates, and we want to punish our opponent as quickly as possible, and we're able to do so because of Cyberstein. We have two copies of the Hoppier Squadron. So during your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster you control. Special symbol summon this card from your hand. If you do immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon one synchro monster using only this card you control and that target. So effectively, if we have this during our opponent's main phase, we can go ahead and tutor this with any of our many level 2s here to make an Arclight. Yeah, like this is just turbo tutor into Arclight, which will put a further negate on the field. That way you're just sitting good. Macrocosmos is good, especially if your opponent goes to out something and, like, okay, they target it and you're like, okay, cool, Hoppier Squadron, synchro summon. Alright, we have two copies of the Clonasta. If this card is special summoned by the effect of a beast type monster, target one card on the field, destroy it. Hey, it's removal. Alright, we'll take that. Now, your Marfaes, or Melffys. So this is Melffy Cathy. It'll probably be cat here when it gets translated. But if your opponent normal special summons a monster, except during damage step, or this card is targeted for an attack by an opponent's monster, you return this to your hand, and then you can add a beast monster from your deck to your hand. During the end phase, you can special summon this card from your hand. Alright? Now that's, you know, pretty good, actually. So if you kind of have a flood of these in your hand, you can go ahead and just flood these back onto the field. That way they can trigger their effects during the opponent's turn. So you get a tutor, and then you get the ability to dodge this back to hand if need be. Alright, now we play the one copy of the Finny. Opponent normal or specials, and or targeted for an attack by an opponent's monster. return this to your hand, and then you can special summon a beast monster from your hand. Same thing, during your end phase, you can special summon this from your hand, so once again, we have another step up for our field. And then we have the triple copies of the Pupper. Opponent normal special summons a monster, or targeted for an attack by an opponent's card, return to your hand. Then you can special summon a level 2 or lower beast monster from your deck. So, Puppy can tutor on into the Klanatos for an interruption on the opponent's turn, just off of their summon. So, whatever your opponent does, if they normal, you don't like it, you trigger Puppy, go ahead and special Klanatos here, get a free pop, alright? Or, we can do some other interactions here with the BB, but that's a story for later. We have 2 copies of Nibiru. Considering how generically troublesome the OCG format can be, I'm actually surprised to see we're not playing triple copies of Nibiru. Just that ability to control what the opponent's doing, a large field, something that your opponent might be comboing off doing. This will help you stay the course, alright? Then we have triple copies of the Nimble Beaver. On normal summon, you can special summon a level 3 or lower Nimble monster from your deck or graveyard. So this basically will just get you out an extender. Nothing really too crazy about this, but you do value that extension pretty much like Star Combo here. We play the 1 copy of the Puro Cerberus. If you take damage by a battle and opponent's card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card and then target 1 card on the field and destroy it. So this basically gives us a battle phase stopper to what the opponent might be setting up, and definitely attempt to put us in a little bit better of a position here. Then of course we have the Triple Rescue Cat, probably going to be the best card in our deck. Also, it doesn't negate, correction, it does negate, my brain. The thing that we care about here is access to everything in our deck, and basically access to 1 card Natty Beast, if need be, through Valfron. Let's see here. Valfron, Beast Tuner. You can discard 1 card, target 1 level 2 or lower beast monster in graveyard, except for Valfron. Splash them in attack position or face down defense mode. So basically, Extender and Tuner are the main purposes for this. Play the 2 copies of Sarvis, the Ancient and Ascended. The only thing we care about is this is discarding, targeting, protection for our stuff. We have triple copies of Called by the Grave. Getting hand-trapped in this deck is probably the most detrimental thing that you could have, especially when your deck is as fragile as this. Watching your cat get stopped by a simple Ash, not going to be a good time. We play the 1 copy of the Melffy Hide and Seek. The first time each beast monster you control will be destroyed by card effect each turn, it is not destroyed. And then you could target 3 beast monsters in your graveyard with different names, shuffle them into the deck, and then you can draw a card. And you can only use this effect of Melffy Hide and Seek once per turn. So, protection. It's important for this deck, alright? We have the 2 Ripple copies of Obedience Schooled. Go ahead and special summon those 3 level 2 or lower beast monsters with different names from your deck. Literally, best thing that we've got going for us. We have 1 Pinpoint Landing. If exactly 1 monster is special summoned from your hand to the field, draw a card. Go ahead and we get draw on both players' turns. Actually, really good. Then we have 2 Imperm triple copies of Dynamiscus, kind of rounding out a support line for us. It's not like we're not going to have issues fueling this with how much we should be drawing. Extra deck here. We have 1 Mrs. Radiant, 1 Sky Cavalry Centauri, 1 Utopic Zexal, actually. This is interesting. Let's see here. Then we have 1 F-Zero Utopic Future Dragon. So it's 3 Xyz monsters with the same rank except for number monsters. This should be free real estate. You can also Xyz summon this card by using F-Zero Utopic Dragon, which pretty sure we should probably be playing our... Yeah, I had to double check. Yeah, I'm big stinky here. This is supposed to be the other F-Zero so that you can overlay it on top of this. That's what I thought. Okay, correction. Alright, that was easy. Basically, this is going to be the thing that's going to make our lives able to kind of do things, especially when we're stepping on into the other Utopic, which is super easy to do, as long as we're able to set up the requirements for it, which, I mean, we're not going to have a problem for. Literally free real estate. And this card just tears opponents' fields apart. We have the 2 copies of the Ronin Raccoon Sendayu. Gotta make the biggest token on the field. We have the one Mannequin Cat, two copies of the Melffys of the Forest. So it's the 2 level 2s to make this. You can detach 1 material from this card to add 1 Melffy card from your deck to your hand, so we can go search for our hide and seek if need be. And then if another face-up Melffy you control is returned to your hand, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field. While it is face-up on the field, it cannot attack and negate its effects. So additional protection on a 2k body. Then we have the 1 Melffy Mommy, 2+ level 2 monsters. Once for in quick effect, you can attach a beast monster from hand or field. Interesting that it does include field to this card, and then this card gains effects based on its material. So 3 or more can't be destroyed by battle, 4 or more you take no damage, and 5 or more when attack is involving this card in an attack position monster, you inflict damage to your opponent equal to that attack position monster's attack. Pretty straightforward. Then we have 2 copies of Bangertops, 1 Feather Duster, triple Lightning Storm, 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance, triple Evenly Matched, 1 Pure Order, and triple copies of Macrocosmos, wrapping up your second place Melffy list out of the OCG. So what do you guys think about this interesting creation? Please leave a comment down there. Tell me what you guys think. And well, guys, I'm out. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.